I can't believe they did it. I can't believe they did it. Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you guys haven't seen The Flash episode 10, season 9, please save this video for later and come back to it later at a different point when you have watched it. And if you haven't seen The Flash at all, please go watch it. It's a good show. Without further ado, let's talk about it. So the moment we've all been waiting for, The Flash, the finale. I know people hate it, you either hate it or you even love it. There's no in between, right? There's good moments, there's bad moments, but at the very end of the day, it's a TV show, okay? So we shouldn't set expectations. We can have theories and hopes of something, but we shouldn't set standards so high that when they don't, we hate the show, right? And so the theories that I've seen on YouTube, TikTok, or just other people who've watched it before, these are the two theories that people want to happen in the show. One is that Barry Allen, the present day, will become the future Flash that saves himself in the past when him and Eobard go back in time, presumably where Thawne is supposed to kill young Barry, right? That's theory number one. Number two, or I guess, and then another thing is that we want the season 1 Barry to come and try to intervene in the timeline, but we want the future Flash to tell him not to intervene, shake his hand. Nope, not today. Go back, you got a good family. Don't intervene in the timeline. Two is that we want Barry Allen to become the lightning bolt that strikes him so he can become the Flash later on. Those are the two things we want, right? Well, last night we got one of those. I'll give you a couple seconds to figure out which one. If you guess that Barry and Eobard go back in time and relive season 1, you are correct. Because that is exactly what happens. But if you are very confused on how this happened, let's go back a couple of hours. At the beginning of the episode 10, season 9, we see the strange man, and it seems to be like a home. It looks like Joe's home, but we're not sure what time period it's from, what Earth it's from. I'm guessing it's from the future, but later he goes to his lab, and it turns out it's Eddie Thawne, right? Or is it? Because he died in season 1. So maybe it's a different version of him. Maybe it's him who got sucked through the portal, because if you remember, he did get sucked into the singularity. And so either he went to another Earth or he went to the future. We're not sure. But he is in the lab. He's singing. He's whistling to a Frank Sinatra song, I think. Not sure. Then it cuts to present day, where Allegra and Chester are talking, and Allegra's trying on her new suit that Chester had made for her, and she hates it because it is way too much. It is over the top, exaggerate, and he's like, is it bad? And she's like, yeah, I hate it. So Chester finds, middle ground to fix the suit, to fix the costume. And she says, I just want to be myself, and we understand. Later, we see Keon, who just turns into ice, dust, whatever, and teleports underneath her door. Okay, that's a new trick. I think Frost has done that once or twice before, either in season 3, season 4, season 5, season 6, or just before she dies. Anyways, then we jump cut to Barry and Iris in the crib, and Barry is putting up dampeners because, baby Nora is on her way. And we see Iris has a baby bump. Very obvious that she's gonna be delivering a child, and we're not, and probably like a couple weeks, maybe a month, we're not sure. And then we see Barry get zapped by this blue lightning, cobalt blue, and then he disappears. Where, you might ask? Well, 2000s. And we see Barry, he gets zapped to the 2000s, and he's looking around, he doesn't know where he's at, he doesn't know when he's at, and he's seeing these CD cassette players, and he's looking at all these people, and he's like, he's still trying to figure out where the hell he is. And then he looks at a license plate, and he's like, that is from the early 2000s. Why am I in the 2000s? And so the first thing he does is go to CCPD, where you guessed it, Captain Singh, correction, Officer Singh, and Officer Joe are in the station, and he's talking to Joe, and he says, I can't tell you who I am, but I need your help. I need you to believe me. You always said that you always have to trust your gut. So I need you to trust me. I need you to get Dr. McGee to help me with this specific problem, right? That only she can fix it, which she's a scientist, she's a genius, and she can figure out how to get him back home, right? Because she's worked with tachyons, because obviously Eobard has went after her several times for them, and she could probably build some sort of tech device that could help him to get back to the future. It's like Back to the Future, but yeah. Anyways, so he tries to get a hold of her, but then looks at the calendar, and would you know, it says March 17th, 2000. I'll give you a moment to figure out what that specific date means. And if you guessed it, Nora Allen's murder. The day of the night, actually, of Nora Allen's murder. So he freaks out. He runs out of the station, tries to get hold of Professor Stein because that's probably the next best person to figure out how to get back or how to stop this or whatever, but he can't. And so Stein hangs up, thinks it's a prank, looks over across the street, sees his parents, Henry and Nora, and he freaks out. He has a deer in the headlights moment where he's just watching his parents, who is alive, and then Thawne, reverse flash, Matt Lecher's Eobard, fucking knocks him to the ground, runs off. His parents come and save him, basically. Take him back to the hospital where Henry's a doctor, brings him back, and hats off to Grant Gustin, who had a phenomenal performance here. He acted confused. He didn't know where it was like season 1 all over again. It was like, where am I? Who the hell are you? Where am I? And Henry's trying to calm his son down, who he doesn't know is his son, but Nora says he looks just like my father. Does that sound familiar? Season 1. And again, in season 1, he talks to his mom and says, you know, Mom, Dad and I are both okay, but I had to come back here and tell you that we're okay. Now, Nora is telling him that he's going to be okay, and they take him to dinner, and then she tries to take him back to the house, and I'm sitting here in tears. I'm like, please don't do this. Like, Barry is just trying to get home. He doesn't need to see his past self. I mean, he will, but not right now. Not right now, okay? And so he runs out of the restaurant, says, I can't do this. I'm sorry, thank you for helping me. You have no idea what this means for my parents to help me out. And so he runs off, and then Thawne, which reveal himself, and he threatens him. He wants to kill him, but again, oh, good old Barry Allen does not kill. He can't kill to save his life. He couldn't kill him, or he couldn't kill him in season 1. He couldn't kill Zoom. He couldn't kill Savitar. He couldn't kill himself. He can't kill, okay? That's not what heroes do. So he lets Thawne go, and they go to a bar, and they have a drink. Who would have thought the two worst arch nemesis would have a beer together? That is so romantic. It's so cute. Not. Anyways, Thawne says, I can't wait to ruin your life. This is going to be such an awesome day. I'm going to ruin your life. That is such a sick, psychotic, twisted fucking thing to say to a person, especially when it involves murdering either A, your younger self, or B, your mom, which he doesn't know yet. So this is all new to him, which I find funny. Not. Barry says, I'm not fighting you, okay? You can give up now. We don't want to have to do this. I mean, we've been fighting for centuries, according to Eobard. We're not doing this, okay? I'm leaving. Have fun. Drink your beer. You're probably not going to get drunk because you can't, because your metabolism. But anyways, he goes off. He tries to still help, still try to get someone's attention, but he can't. He can't tell his mom that he's the Flash. He can't tell his dad that this is his son right in front of them, just all grown up. Because if he did, then he would mess up the timeline. Not to mention that there's this blue crystal that affects Joe, and they have this whole little fight between Whammy Joe and Barry. And if Barry does any lightning or hurts Joe, he could kill him because he's just a human body. Okay, whoever's controlling him, who I think is Cobalt Blue, but I'm not sure. He has these blue glowy eyes, so it could be Cobalt Blue, but I'm not sure. So let me know in the comment section if you think that's who it is, or if you have an idea who you think it is. Let me know. And then we get to what we've all been waiting for since season 1, or at least season 2, or what we've wanted to be the finale. The night that Nora Allen's life would be taken by Eobarthon. The night that would change Barryon's life for all of eternity. The night that would create the Flash, or lead events to create the Flash. So Barry says, I'm coming not to save myself, but to come to save you. He says, you're joking, right? Like, this isn't funny. Like, I'm going to ruin your life and you want to save me? Why? He says, because it's not going to work out. You're not going to win, okay? Yes, I know I ruined your life in the future. It wasn't, like, intentional, but I did ruin your life. And I'm sorry, but it doesn't have to end like this. You can still walk away from this, Eobard. You can still walk away from this. You don't have to kill my younger self, or attempt to anyways. You can walk away from this. You can still be that hero that you so badly wanted to be, because you did admire me. You thought highly of me. You wanted to be me for so long, and then you use your speed to harass and kill people. Like, that's not what heroes do. So Barry gives him an alternative. He says, you can still choose to be good. We can walk away from this because neither one of us is strong enough to defeat the other. Eobard says it in season 1, and he says it again in season 2, until he found out his name, Baryon. And then he knew how to destroy him, which were to go back, kill him as a child, wipe him out from the face of the earth, and then he could go back to a time where the Flash would not exist, and he could live as the only and the fastest speedster. Except future Barry, that is, would come and stop him, which is what happens. They have this battle, they bust through the window, they have some epic shots, some epic blows, some good punches. He flies over his younger self. He stops Eobard from killing himself, or killing Barry. He gets younger Barry out of there. And then in season 1, whenever he comes back to try to interfere at the timeline, the Future Flash says, don't do it. Don't interfere. Future Flash does that. We got our moment, baby. We got our moment. We got to see Barry on the future Barry, the present Barry, 2023 Barry, go back in time, save himself, stop himself from screwing up the timeline. But what would happen is that Eobard, his recent time jump with the Flash, would drain his connection to the Speed Force, or the negative Speed Force, that is. And so he would be stuck there in the 2000s for 15 long years. 15 long, exhausting years. Trapped in a place where he did not want to be trapped at. Again, Barry knew this. He knew it all along. Eobard says, why did you let me take your mom's life? Because Barry knows what's going to happen. He knows that he's already won. Thawne is not won. Okay, he's lost. He thought he won by killing Barry's mom, by trying to make the Flash's life worse, but he's going to have to create him. That Flash, that Barry had to go through that whole thing when he was younger. He had to watch his mom be murdered, or at least see his mom dead, at least. He had to see his father be taken away to prison, to Iron Heights. He had to go live with Joe and Iris, Iris being his crush. He had to grow up knowing that he could not see his mom ever again, that his dad was going to be in prison for the rest of his life because he couldn't save him. He wasn't fast enough to save his parents from Eobard. So he becomes a CSI, he goes to college, and then he would get struck by lightning and become the Flash, get mentored by Reverse Flash, or would get mentored by Dr. Wells, aka Eobarthon, aka the Reverse Flash, also Tom Cavanaugh. So, yeah, to start the whole story all over again. And I think that is a special moment. That is such a special moment to see it come full circle. So right now, you could go watch the last episode and then watch season 1, episode 1. And it's a full circle. It's amazing. You should go watch it. Highly recommend. 10 out of 10. Probably the top 10 best episodes of the entire series. If you don't believe me, go watch Pagey. He does a way better video than I will ever fucking do. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video and you like The Flash and you enjoy my content, whether it's K-pop, whether it's reacting to BTS, whether it's Flash-related vlogs, story times, whatever. Speaking of story times, if you guys want a story of how I came to be obsessed with The Flash, a fan of The Flash, how I got my hands on the first Season 1 CD, put it down in the comment section down below, and I will tell you how I became a fan of The Flash. But as always, make sure you consider subscribing to my YouTube channel, like the video, turn notifications so you're notified when I do post a new video, whatever it may be, vlog, reaction, something about The Flash, because it does go a long way. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers so that way I can make money, making content, stuff that I enjoy reacting to, talking about. Yeah. Also, share this video with your friends who enjoy The Flash, or I guess enjoy the DC universe, and put your theories in the comment section. I will be very intrigued and very interested to see what you come up with, whether it be good, bad, or in between. As always, have a good day, have a good night, make sure you drink your water, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Tell me, when will you be mine? Tell me quando